All right, so we have a guy who is maybe wide receiver one on the market for some teams for a very short period of time, Adam Thielen, who the Vikings said that we wanted to maybe get a little younger and find a little bit save our cap space, spend it elsewhere. They get rid of Adam Thielen, the 32-year-old wide receiver. He is now a member of the Carolina Panthers. Panthers signed him to a 3-year, $25 million deal. So just $8.3 million a year. Certainly for his name, you would think he would get more, but there's the obvious reasons why he's not able to get a ton more and why he is just getting the $8.3 million, albeit for 3 years, although most of it is not guaranteed as well. Only $14 million guaranteed. So basically, after 2 years, you're in a situation where you can get rid of him. Although it is set up in a way where you're still paying him some money regardless of what happens for 3 years. The dead cap, if they cut him after 1 year, would still be $11 million, and the dead cap, if you cut him after the second year, would still be $5 million. So it's not necessarily one of those contracts you can just wipe your hands clean of if you decide to cut him. So that's definitely something worth noting, although you're never going to be screwed by cutting him either necessarily. So, but yeah, anyways, Adam Thielen, $8.3 million a year. The Panthers, I think, are hoping that he will play 3 good years for him. And the question, I think, is, does he still have that in him? Because certainly statistically, the past couple of years have not been his strongest. Obviously, the strongest was 2017, 2018. He had over, 1,200 yards each of those seasons. Then didn't play a ton in 2019. 2020, though, he had 925 yards. That seems to be where I would put him at, is like a 1,000-yard receiver for the most part. Past 2 years, he's floated around the 700-yard mark, although has had a good amount of touchdowns, 16 touchdowns in the past 2 seasons, so can certainly be a red zone threat if nothing else. Again, like I said, 32 years old and will be 33 by the time that, in August. So next season he will be 33, meaning that, they're having him play. They're paying him for his 33, 34, and 35-year-old seasons. For a wide receiver, we're definitely, getting up there in age. PFF also feels like his career might be on the downswing. They had him as the 6th best receiver in 2020, but then the 35th best receiver in 2021 and the 68th best receiver in 2022. So for someone who's getting up there in age, I certainly understand why the Vikings decided to move on. And there is a bit of a risk factor with Carolina, who I think some people are wondering, why are they going out there and making all these moves in general? To me, though, I think there's a pretty clear and obvious thing, which is they want to get another receiver in the room, because the receiving room could definitely use some help. I thought it was one of the weaker receiving cores in football before they got rid of DJ Moore, so it's certainly in trouble now. So just getting another guy in the room makes sense, because they want to be able to develop their young quarterback. They obviously traded up the first overall, assuming they're going quarterback in that situation. So getting someone who can potentially help out a young quarterback in Adam Thielen, who, again, has shown flashes, and even last year isn't bad. He's certainly someone who can help out your team. And if this contract blows up in your face, well, okay, then you're on the hook for under $8.5 million for 2 years. You can live with that. That's not a terrible contract, but there's the benefit of it potentially helping out your young quarterback. I think teams are going to start doing stuff like this more and more potentially. Like we saw, everyone made fun of the Christian Kirk contract, and listen, I think Christian Kirk at best lived up to his contract last year, even though it worked out better than we expected it to. I still don't know if he would exceed the contract, but what it did was it helped Trevor Lawrence develop, and that's kind of the main thing you're doing. That's what the Panthers are doing with Adam Thielen. Will it work? I don't know, but is it a good idea to try and help out your young quarterback that you're about to draft? Absolutely. So for that reason, while maybe I would have signed a different free agent, I still totally understand the logic behind it, and I'm not going to fault them for trying to help out their young quarterback. Is a move that could work out. Who knows? Maybe last year was just a bad year, and he's going to take a step forward. We've seen that happen before as well. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.